Yo, this is Teresa Weatherspoon, better known as Teaspoon, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Live from the can. Vibe, you can.
This is Real Fans, Real Talk. Real Fans, Real Talk. We as real as you thought. Real fans.
What's going on? Welcome to another live edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. Y'all know what time it is. We back on the Road to Peace tour. So we're going to have some special guests joining us the next couple of weeks leading up to Ballin' for Peace. Plus, we got a whole lot of sports to get into today as well. Y'all know the NBA playoffs is going down. WrestleMania just went down this weekend. Yeet. Shout out to my guys, to the bloodline. But before we get into all of that, let me introduce my co-host, my brother, Eric Sanchez, a.k.a. Legend in Two Games. What's going on, man?
What's really good, bro? You already know what time of year it is, man. NBA playoffs in full effect. Major League Baseball going down. We a couple days away from the draft, right? Thursday's the NFL draft. And then we got a special guest, as you mentioned, as we go on our road to peace.
Exactly. Now, let me, because this is New York City born and bred, South Bronx representative. You know what I mean? Now, look, you know this and he's from one of my favorite movie collectives out right now. Bad Boys, Dennis McDonald, aka Reggie. What's going on?
How y'all doing? I'm good, man. Feeling good today. What's going on with y'all?
Yeah, happy to have you with us, man.
Yeah, man. Okay, I'm happy to be here. Let's talk. Let's do it.
Yes, sir. Now we originally had linked up last year at the Ballin' for Peace charity basketball game at John Jay College. You are going to be back this year. You're playing in the game again this year. You actually got some hoops in you.
Yeah, I got something with me. I I only shoot people. I shoot basketball too. But yeah, now we had an amazing event. It was amazing. So I thought I'd come back and have some fun.
The people definitely appreciate that. Now we can't even go no further until I get this squared away right now. This is what I need to know. When you outside, how many people over the past 20 years done seen you and said, "Ninja, you look 30"?
Oh, I get that. Okay, I got that up until now. Now was 15 versus 1. Or you the dude that killed everybody in the house. So but I get that all the time. I used to get that all the time.
One of the most iconic movie scenes. And I mean, I can imagine the notoriety you got just from that conversation. What was that moment like, standing between two of the most talented legends that we have? It's Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. What was that moment like for you?
That was like being on Fresh Prince and Martin at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I was 15 when I started, when I jumped into it. So Martin and I'm from the Bronx, so I'm watching Martin every day. I'm watching Fresh Prince every day. Bad Boys 1, and then I've seen them get together in Bad Boys 1. That was my favorite movie. So then they had my basketball coach had a paper that said, if you want to be in Bad Boys 2, call a number. His name was Johnny Isaac. He was one of the first Black Harlem Renaissance basketball players, by the way. He had the paper up. I went because Bad Boys 1 was my favorite movie. So I went to the audition and I just nailed the part.
And I guess the rest is history.
Yeah, the rest is franchise.
Yes, sir. And then you turned all the way up in the most recent Bad Boy. When you got the script for that one and you seen what you was gonna be doing, like what was your thought process?
My thought process was like, oh, we about to have fun. They don't even know that I can do this. Like I said, I grew up in the Bronx, so hearing loud sounds and different things go on is it was real normal to me. So and then when we were shooting the scenes, I was just running through it like if I'd been there before. I did all my own stunts and everything like that too. So that was new for me, but it came so natural to me. So it was a good experience.
No, that's amazing, man. I'm also from the Bronx, so I'm happy to see somebody else from the same environment we come from make it out and do some of the amazing things that you're doing. And because we're from that environment, speak to the people on how important it is to be a part of an event like Ballin' for Peace and giving back to the community.
Well, like give it back. We didn't have things like that. We had the Boys and Girls Club. That's where I came from, around my neighborhood. But nowadays we don't have a lot of things like this for children to really like show what they're doing. So for all of us getting together and doing this, like you don't know how big this is. Everybody needs to support. They need to do something like that whatever neighborhood you're from. You need to tap in with your neighborhood and with your with your community, because that's where it comes from. That's what builds like these doctors, these lawyers, these actors. This is what builds this, and we got to keep it going because it's getting like fell by the wayside. It's not a lot of Boys and Girls Clubs and youth centers and stuff for kids, and we really need to keep that going.
We got a couple of fan questions coming in for you. So I'm gonna pick a couple, and then we're gonna start talking a little bit about the NBA playoffs. Big shout out to Pooh. I see H20 is on the check-in. I'm gonna bring you on in a minute, LeBron. Dennis, I read you wanted to be a basketball superstar coming up. So did you play high school or AAU ball? What type of game did you have?
When I got to high school, I went to Monroe High School. When I got there, they wanted me to play varsity, but I wasn't even in my mind. Was my upbringing was kind of wild. So like I had my child at a young age, so I was dealing with that and school. So I wasn't really focused on basketball the way I really wanted to be. But my game, we gonna get some AAU game. You gave me that. You give me that.
Let me pull up Ray Ray. Ray says, Dennis, give us your top 5 ballers of all time. Is it true? Is it true you want to play Kobe Bryant? Is that?
Yeah.
You want to play Kobe Bryant?
I'm trying to play Kobe Bryant in a biopic or something.
Okay, the movie. Okay.
And I'm not. I spoke about it, but I'm not getting too deep into it until I go all the way in. So. But Kobe Bryant is my favorite basketball player. We're gonna go with Jordan, Kobe, Iverson, Tracy McGrady, and LeBron. We're gonna go with LeBron at the end.
LeBron James.
I saw before you bring Haron, and I seen Haron smile when Dennis mentioned Braun.
I don't want to bring Haron in right now.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. With Dennis said it sounded kind of like I guess I'm gonna throw him in there.
No. He a Laker, man. He a Laker. You know what I'm saying?
So you're a Laker fan?
I'm a Kobe fan.
All right, fair. I get it.
I just want to say I want to be the one to say this. Y'all got to stop with all these LeBron songs. I'm just going to put it out there.
I don't have nothing to do with that. I'm not even. That ain't. I'm just saying to the people that's watching. That ain't. But them songs is funny as hell.
Them songs be hilarious. Let me bring Haron in, and we're going to get one more question from the fans. Okay. H20, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's good, man? What's going on, y'all?
Brought you on just in time to talk about your favorite player, LeBron.
Good,
nah, he is not my favorite player. He is the absolute. I don't have him in my top 10. I don't have him in my top 10. You know what? Like when I don't even get mad at that. It's just LeBron is Hulk Hogan, the wrestler. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's like he'll backstab anybody to like.
Whoa! We're not even gonna disrespect LeBron.
Hold on. H, you my man.
Nah, you know about LeBron, man. LeBron is a great dude. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was gonna say this, H, you my man. Let's not go down that rabbit hole because you know the comment section gonna get crazy.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Look, LeBron is like Hulk Hogan. Right? I just even watched another documentary on him at WrestleMania 9. What he did to Bret the Hitman Hart is insane. And WrestleMania 9, I don't know if y'all watch wrestling or not, but what he did, this documentary came out, WrestleMania 9, where he like backstabbed Bret Hart. He was in a tag team match with Anyway, LeBron is Hulk Hogan of basketball, bro. Like,
stop. No, we're not about to do that.
Hey, hold on. This is what you do when you look at LeBron and look at all of this stuff that's going on. You got to think about it like this. Are you a person that liked basketball from like back in the day? How it was like that?
100%.
If you were, then I understand what you're talking about, my brother. But if you're not, it's just a new game. So
no, but he created that new, like he did that.
Come on, I'm trying here. I'm trying.
Like he made it that way. Like it's not like
I was about to tell you put this comment up, Trip, because I like this one.
Yeah, like it's not like
no, because you ain't gonna have Reggie. You ain't gonna have Dennis McDonald, Reggie for Bad Boys, LeBron thing.
He gonna make you. Yeah, he trying to make this viral for the wrong reasons,
like,
right?
Reggie is a super fan. Reggie Dennis McDonald, super LeBron fan. That's what's good.
No, I'm a Kobe fan.
Okay. And do you respect that? Is he really a Laker? Like, I don't look at LeBron as a Laker. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
why did you say to him that when I said LeBron like that? That shit just started up a whole thing.
I wound them up. You're right. I wound them up.
My fault.
Hold on. H, let me ask you this, right? Just based off what you said, right? LeBron has been there now. This is his 6th season with the Lakers. Realistically, like, how long would he have to be there to be considered a real Laker?
It might be more than that, though. It might be 7. I think they said he played more.
Oh, 7, right. 7 years
with the Lakers than he did in Cleveland.
I just Miami go out.
More with the Lakers than Miami.
I just pray he go out with 5 rings, man. Because listen, it's about the rings. My thing is about the team that you've been on and getting these rings with. That's all I used to care about. That's all I care about.
My whole thing about this is he started this whole entire NBA where it is today, and I told you I'm going on every interview I'm doing. If his name is mentioned, I'm going in. I don't care. I'm going in. He started this. He even talked about the play-in. Oh, what are we doing with the play-in? Da da da. And now he wasn't other than this year. He was in the play-in damn near every year since they started it to help him out. Right?
No, you're right about that. And I think LeBron a lot of times speaks out of both sides of his mouth. Right? Whatever's convenient for him. Because I like some of the stuff he said on Pat McAfee's show kind of shows that as well. Like he wants you to give him sympathy for certain things, but praise his greatness in other areas. But just in terms of you saying he's not a real Laker, if he's been there 7 years, Shaq was only with the Lakers 9 seasons. And we consider Shaq a Laker. So I just want to know how long would LeBron have to be there to be considered a real Laker?
I don't know about that. You can't say LeBron is not. You can't say LeBron is not a real Laker.
All right, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't subscribe to that either. To me, he's a Laker.
So I don't think either. I don't. Never. That was like, to me. That was Kobe team. That was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't Magic Johnson. I like, those are Lakers to me. LeBron is like somebody, he's like, oh, this is LeBron. You know, there's like the Kappas, and they got to go through the hazing and all that. Lebron is a paper kappa. He's a paper kapper.
Nah, you
That's
gotta
what there we go. LeBron's a paper kapper.
No.
He signed there. He didn't get drafted. He signed there. He went and he picked players to play with.
Yeah, but neither did Shaq. Shaq
we're not listening. When we talk about greatness, right? Shaq he's a great all around like player, but nobody brings up Shaq when you talk about the greatest players of all, the greatest, right? So we don't. It's a different mindset for people who are supposed to be the best basketball players.
So hold on. All right. So does Will Chamberlain get mentioned as one of the greatest?
Of course.
Is he a Laker?
Yeah, he's a Laker.
But he wasn't drafted to the Lakers.
Come on.
But he wasn't. But we're talking about, back then when, you could be on the team one day and then like literally the team folds.
What he's trying to say is LeBron is not a person that came with the Cavs and went 4 rings with the Cavs and stuck it out with them. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, he didn't.
But listen, that's the
new thing that we're doing, right? So that's the new thing that we're doing. And if he started it, hey, it's a new. He started the new generation, and that's cool. That's cool for them. But I want to see somebody do it one more time with 5 rings, 6 rings with one team. I want to see that.
Well, Steph's going to be the closest. Steph's going to be the closest.
That's not a person, bro. That's a whole AI. I don't know. That's a machine. I don't know what that is.
Who's Steph Curry?
I don't know what that is. That's a machine, bro.
Listen,
I don't know what that is.
All I know is
we watch basketball all our life. Well, I don't know how old y'all are. I'm kind of old, like 30. I'll be 39 in May.
We good, yes, sir. We all around.
We watch basketball all our life. I've never seen no shit like that. Never in my life.
I completed, bro. That shot he hit the other night, where he basically falls into the front row. is I mean, we already praised him as one of the greatest shooters ever, but I mean, every time he hits one of those, like, yo, how much more?
He not even in the
cap.
That's not shooting, bro. That's something else. That's not shooting.
Let me go to this fan question. Shout out to Brandon Chambers. He says Trip and Eric give a case for LeBron being an all-time great Laker. He missed playoffs 3 or 4 years, right? Just don't think he deserves a statue. Well, I don't know about it. I mean, a statue is different. Like that.
Yeah, I agree with Brandon
LeBron
Chambers.
definitely deserves a statue.
Yeah,
LA,
Cleveland.
LA?
Cleveland.
No, he does not.
Cleveland.
LA.
I don't know about LA unless
Well, where we gonna put it at?
because he broke the all-time
Cleveland.
record.
He gets for Cleveland for sure.
No, you can't put that in Cleveland. You gotta put that in LA.
Hold on. I want to hear Dennis Warner. Why can't Cleveland put a statue for LeBron?
Because he ain't leaving it. He ain't win. How many rings he won in Cleveland?
He won one.
He won one?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
But keep in mind, that's the only chip they've ever won.
Yeah, and history
They
of the
gonna have to put it
franchise,
there.
and he pretty much has every.
They gonna have to put it there.
Remember, it's the only chip they've ever won, and they came back from down 3-1 in that series against the best regular season team of all time.
And that's his hometown. He gonna have to put it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's
But
Cleveland.
he can have a
you're
statue in multiple places, but I don't know necessarily about LA having a statue for him.
No.
And I mean, unless he wins another 2 rings in LA, then maybe. But I don't know about right now.
If he win a chip with his son, they might put it there.
Oh my God.
It's gonna be him and Bronny on the statue.
They're gonna put Bronny too. They're gonna put Bronny there.
They go. The statue gonna be him with Bronny on his back. He's gonna have Bronny on his back on his shoulders. He gonna have Bronny on his shoulders.
You know the days that they carry the babies with.
You know how amazing that is, bro. Y'all is messed up. You know how amazing that is, though. Let's see to play with your son.
I think it's phenomenal.
It's incredible, and it doesn't happen every day. It's probably
Y'all
not
right,
going to
LeBron,
happen again.
No, I listen. I like LeBron. Trip likes LeBron more than I do.
LeBron is Hulk Hogan, bro. He's Hulk Hogan, bro.
Nah, I
Stop
give LeBron
disrespecting LeBron. He's not Hulk Hogan. If anything, he's Stone Cold.
Hold on. One of the things we started doing here, Dennis, is we don't rank one GOAT because I think it's unfair to rank one GOAT.
Okay.
What we do is who would be your starting 5, right? So in our starting 5, I have LeBron starting as a small forward. I think he's the greatest small forward to ever play the game. With that being said, what would your all-time starting 5, your best 5 players all time, Dennis? Who would you have as your starting 5?
I'd have. We're gonna go with Kobe. We're gonna go with Kobe, Nash.
What?
Hold on. This his 5, H. This is 5.
Okay, what for?
Y'all don't like Nash? Y'all don't fuck with Nash?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's your pick.
It's a little controversial already, but all right.
Yeah, but I do want to say I remember you had said MJ was in your top 5, and if you're giving your shooting guard spot to Kobe, then I just want to give you that heads up.
I ain't say we was going. All right. We're gonna put Kobe, Jordan. We're gonna have them up to the top. We're gonna have them at the top. We're gonna have Shaq. Who else? Damn, can't put him there. That's hard, son. I have Shaq.
So Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal. You need 2 more.
Who would you? All right, so you got Shaq and Kobe in the backcourt. Who would you have at the 3?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, Kobe and
Jordan in the backcourt.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He got Mike.
So your 3 is LeBron, right? Your 3 LeBron, right?
You better get LeBron because ain't nobody gonna pass the ball on that team.
That's not true, Trip.
When
Mike ran point for Chicago, he was averaging the triple-double. Mike passed the ball, man. Come on.
That's a fact.
You be getting real biased on here sometimes.
I don't even know the other 2.
How am I being biased? Kobe and Mike is 2 dudes is not passing the ball.
Yo,
Mike
Trip,
pass the ball, bro. Come on.
Yo, this is a question I never heard you answer. This, Trip. Who's your starting 5, Trip?
Oh, my starting 5 is
your all-time starting 5 in the NBA.
Oh, my all-time starting 5 is Magic at the 1, Mike at the 2, Braun at the 3, Tim Duncan at the 4, and then I'm gonna go with Kareem at the 5.
That's a nice 5.
That's a good 5.
That's a
I'm
They're
gonna
that's
go
a
his
solid
unbeatable.
five. That's a
I'm gonna go
solid
his
five. You gonna go with his five?
You
What
ain't say
happened?
Kobe though.
What
Then we
happened?
gonna trade one of them for Kobe.
Well,
What happened to Kobe?
all right. So hold on. When we did this, we did this in studio, obviously. But when we talked about it, we was like, all right. So if you had to pick one guy at each position, right? I think Kobe's amazing. I think Kobe is one of my all-time favorites. But if you're talking the shooting guard position, it's Mike. Mike got that.
I'm going with Curry then. If you don't play like that.
I mean, listen,
You would put Curry over? You would put Curry over Mike?
No, over Magic Johnson.
Over Magic?
Because Curry's technically listed as a point guard.
He's listed as right.
Yeah.
And hold on. This is a great question for both you guys. Because for me personally, I view Steph more as a 2. Because he doesn't initiate offense.
So Draymond,
Right.
so Steph is he's a player. He's a ball player, but I would say he's a shooting guard. Yeah, he's not a.
That's
He's
one way
like
to put it.
Yeah, he's a ball player. He's a combo guard. He's what you need to get done. But is somebody gonna steal a ball from him? No, he can dribble the ball, but he's not a natural passer. Like he's not somebody who's gonna naturally make that.
I don't need him to pass. All I need somebody to pass the ball to him. That's
if you got Braun on your team, then he can just pass to Steph.
But that goes to my point that Steph doesn't initiate offense, right? He finishes offensive possessions. Like y'all know basketball, y'all played at a high level, y'all understand. You running offense for Steph. Steph ain't running it for nobody else. Steph is coming off pin downs and pick and rolls to get his own shot. So to me, I always view Steph as more of a 2 guard than a traditional 1. That's why I got Magic as my 1.
Okay. All right.
Let me go. Shout out to Janetta Johnson. She says, "Are the Lakers too much Luka? Meaning, is he taking too many shots? I know he scores a ton, but is he shooting so much, throwing Braun and Reeves off?" Well, I'm gonna say no. I don't think that's the case. I think they just played a horrible game in game 1. But I mean, when they winning, you know what I'm saying? Nobody says Luka's taking too many shots, but you know they took a bad loss, so now he's taking too many shots. No, I don't think so. I think Luka need to play his game. What y'all think?
No, I agree with you. Luka needs to play his fucking game. Excuse me, sorry, because he messes stuff up for me.
Come on, Reggie, you gonna get us kicked off the air.
Listen, I would say this. Shout out to Janetta. We appreciate the comment. But my question would be, if you don't want Luka, who else is taking shots?
Wait. She said they don't want. Wait. So this is the thing, man. This is the thing with the Lakers and
she's asking. She didn't say he was. She's asking.
Are the Lakers too much Luka? Meaning, is he taking too? Listen, man. They're just preparing for life without Braun, which is gonna happen in another 15 years because he's not playing. He's gonna this guy just gonna keep playing ball. He's just gonna keep padding the stats and keep padding the stats. He's a stat pattern right now.
You don't think Bronny gonna come and take over?
You gotta relax.
Yeah, now you jumped out the window on that one. Now you jumped out the window. Listen.
So I think let's get back to it. So I think Luka is doing what Luka does, and he's being Luka.
Yeah.
Again, they have 2 alphas. They have alphas on the team. Luka literally went to they went to the finals last year.
Yeah.
And that's something that I don't when people talk about LeBron only has this, he don't have who is enough for this guy? Who is enough? You got somebody who went to the finals. This should be enough.
Well, I mean, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We talking game 1 of the first round of the playoffs.
Imani, I didn't get your comment. Don't worry.
In terms of this question right here, like I said, for Jeanette, I would ask if you're referring to like Luka's usage, it's always going to be a high usage. He's a ball dominant guard. All the offense is going to flow through Luka. Whether it's high pick and rolls, whether it's ISOs, it don't matter. It's going to flow through Luka. But in terms of shots, Luka took 22 shots in game 1. That same amount of shots as Anthony Edwards. And the next closest was Braun with 18. So it's not as if Luka was just chucking and coming down the court and not looking for anybody. He was trying to get other people involved. You look at the shot chart, Luka took 22, LeBron took 18, Austin Reeves took 13. Those are their 3 best players. So their 3 best players got shots and got involved in the offense. But if you're referring to the usage, this is who Luka is. This is who he was in Dallas. It's going to be a ball-dominant offense based around Luka. That's the future of the Lakers. So to me, it isn't too much Luka because that's what you signed up for. That's why you trade for him.
Right.
Facts. Let me take a couple of more of these questions. We got shout out to Imani. She sent a question, but
That's for the messy section.
That's for the messy. Yeah,
once we get to the last 20 minutes.
For Imani's other question for you.
Why I can't see the dog?
In the meantime, let me take the shout to Tyson. Tyson says, Nico Harrison says, I didn't quite know how important Luka was to the fan base. I saw a little bit of the press conference when the reporter asked if he thought he should be fired, and he sound just it was embarrassing for him. But I mean, how do you not know how important Luka is to the Dallas fan base? Is crazy to me. I don't get that.
Wait,
but
he openly said that.
This is what he's saying.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know how long he'll be the GM in Dallas. But
they gotta let him. They should let him play it out now, or since he made that trade, and then no one anticipated Kyrie tearing his ACL, right? You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day,
you traded a superstar who's really not even in his prime yet for Anthony Davis, who's 32, going on 33, who's injury prone himself. That's crazy. When was the last time we saw a superstar traded like that at this age?
And at that point in the season too.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like I don't
you know what it was again. I think the biggest thing was Luka was out with a calf strain since before Christmas. And the dude wasn't coming back. And again, people don't understand locker room behavior, things behind. We see a guy come and play. I'll go back on different podcasts that I spoke on and thing. I said Luka will never win a championship. People are praising Luka and his style of play. I hate the way he plays. It's awful. He cries to the refs all the time. He's literally like he tries to draw. He's the European Harden. Like that's what he is, bro. Like he goes, he complains. He so I'm sure it's what they're thinking is, yo, we're about to pay this guy 60-something million a year for him with no leadership qualities, any of that. Like, nah.
Because at the end of the day, it's a business still.
That's not a fair assessment because under Luka, right, he's had very little help. With him as their star player, they went to an NBA Finals and they played in 2 Western Conference Finals before he was 25 years old. Like, I agree with you with his playing style. I agree with his playing style because he whines to the ref on every play. But let's not knock the accomplishments and what this dude was going to war with the Clippers and with the Nuggets and with good teams in the West when he had nobody else, and he was still dropping 30 a night. He's one of the best playoff performers we've ever seen in terms of you look at his stat line year in, year out. He goes to war with everybody. And he plays well in every series he's ever been in. Nico Harris, though, is full of ish. Nico Harris been the GM and president there since 2021, right? Since Nico has been there, they traded for Kyrie. They traded away Porzingis. They traded for P.J. Washington, Daniel Gafford. They went and got the pieces around Luka to try to be the best version of themselves with Luka Doncic. Don't tell me Luka wasn't the centerpiece of your equation of what you were trying to accomplish, because then why you went and got Klay Thompson this year? To get a shooter for Luka. You went and got the pieces for Luka, then you trade him away, and now you see the reaction, and now it's like, oh, I didn't know he was that important to the fan base. You knew how important he was to the fan base. And Mark Cuban has already come out and said that he literally was begging him, don't let them make this trade. Don't do this. But Nico Harrison, he let his ego get the best of him, and he made a trade that now he's regretting because he sees we gave away our future to build around 2 guys who are great themselves. Kyrie and Anthony Davis are great players, but they're both 32 years old. And if you look at them individually, neither one of them individually has ever done anything in the league. What has Kyrie ever done individually? What has AD ever done individually? Their best accomplishments are actually tied to LeBron James. They aren't guys that you can build around and win on their own. So he's regretting the trade. He's got buyer remorse right now because he's looking at a guy who's 25 who's going to run the league for the next 10 years. And meanwhile, you got AD. You hoping you get 60 games out of AD.
Yo, you even see AD in the playoffs. He got 40, but he's like, I'm like, come on, bro. Can you just play a game without falling on the floor or without, like, you know,
But that's
You know what I'm saying?
that's what you traded your franchise player for. And there's no disrespect to AD because I think AD is one of the best players in the NBA still. But it's just when you're looking at the age in comparison to Luka, it just doesn't make sense because you're not getting AD for 10 years. And if he is in the league in 10 years, he damn sure not gonna be playing like Luka gonna be. So it just didn't make sense. Shout out to Ron Charles. Ron says Cooper Flag enters the NBA draft. Will his game be effective in the NBA? Ron, you are our college expert. What do you think about Cooper Flag, and will he be able to transition into the league?
So I think it will be a great transition for him, and especially they'll whatever team he goes to, they'll allow him to play. See how like we were talking about how none of the rookies, no one knows any of the rookies besides Bronny, right? And that's because, and we keep saying Bronny's the 55th pick and all that, but he has all.
Don't blame Bronny because nobody knows the other rookies.
No. Listen to my point. I'm just saying, like, those players had no real star power, right? No star power. Cooper Flag is going to bring that star power. He's going to get the opportunity to be one of the best top rookies. He's going to get playing time. He's going to start whatever team he goes to. And if he doesn't, that team is an idiot, right? They're idiots. So he's going to start. He's going to be. So I think that his year in college, and he's a true freshman, right? His year in college was, what they wanted from their number one picks in the NBA from years past. They wanted that player to be able to show what he can do in college, do a one and done, and then come to the league and do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying? So I think Cooper Flag will transition really, really well into the NBA game. I think his style, and he's only going to get stronger, taller, and better. Like, you know what I mean? More physical. And I think he'll have an amazing, even it's so different now. These college players are getting NBA treatment already. So now the game is more, now that they're getting paid and stuff like that, the game has transitioned a lot more into like the pro game as well. Like even what they got to do, their nutrition, they're not eating what I was eating from the cafeteria and everything like that no more. Like, my meal plan that I had, this different, bro. Like they got trainers. They got the school, like, the school trainer, then they got their own trainers as well, too, now. So that's
great.
It's a lot more like the league, especially when you're like a number one prospect.
You get special treatment.
You're getting special treatment. You're icing. You're doing all of the things that you need to do. And I think that Cooper Flag is he'll transition very well. And among the other college players who are now playing more of an NBA style a game anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, because college now, it's not the same. It's not the same how it was even when I was playing. You know what I'm saying? But I think Cooper Flag, just to have a long-winded answer, Cooper Flag will be able to transition very well into the NBA.
Okay. All right. We got a couple of more NBA questions, but before we get back to the NBA questions, I want to talk a little bit more about Balling for Peace. And Dennis, this question is for you. Is there anybody that you kind of feel like you need to get some get back against from last year's game, or somebody you just wanted to put up 40 on? Out of the other celebrities that's gonna be there.
I love last year's game. They just didn't let me play. I don't think they respect my craft. I'm saying they just see me as an actor, but my coach
Talk your ish, man. Talk your ish, man.
Coach was.
Talk to him, man.
I don't forget who our coach was. Matter of fact,
was it Ken
They
Starr?
didn't have artillery out there for you. That's why they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? They know you can shoot stuff up.
Now this is what happened, right? This is what happened. I'm gonna keep it clean. I went down. I got blocked. Boom. I got blocked. Ran all the way down. Blocked homeboy, and then they took me out. After that, they took me out for the whole game.
Oh, whoa.
That's not like an M1 thing. M1 you get dunked on or something like that.
Oh, you come out the game. So what I'm gonna do?
I got blocked. Then I blocked homeboy, and then it was over. They took me out.
So what I'm gonna do too?
Like, shout out to my man Mike Glover. Mike Glover, right? It's certain people that's known for doing this. You know what I'm saying? So they be putting everybody else in. But Mike Glover will tell you, I used to get busy back in my day.
So what we're gonna do to eliminate that this year, Dennis, is we're gonna cut the roster short. So we're gonna have only 12 players playing in the game this year. Only 12 on each side, right? So, because it's entertaining and you want people to come out, have a good time, but you want people to play and have a good time. So,
Right.
there'll be people who are just coming to support and come out and they'll sit front row and certain things like that. But everybody doesn't need to play. So that's one of the big adjustments that we're going to be making this year is cutting down the roster as well. So, yeah, that's what we'll be doing. So you'll be able to, get your 2 buckets and stuff like that.
Wow.
You know what? Hey, we
Wow.
might have to.
The subtle jab. The subtle.
You playing?
Yeah, I'm playing. Yes, I'm playing.
Don't
All right,
go now.
don't be on my
Ron be
team.
cheating though. He's
You
cheating.
You talking crazy. He said 2 points.
I don't know.
I
I think he took offense to your statement about the coaching. He felt a certain type of way. H didn't like that you called
He
out.
didn't
the
coach. He wasn't my coach.
I didn't coach.
No, I think was it Ken Stars that was his coach?
So Ken Starr, Ken Starr, and Fresher took this like he was Greg Popovich, bro.
Yeah.
I said, yo, Fresher, bro. Like, can I get in my own game, Fresher, please? Can I get back in?
No, trying to win. He's like, no, we're trying to win.
He's like, yo, H, you just played. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I just threw the alley-oop. I did this. I just got the N1 layup. I'm like, yo, bro, can I? Fresher.
Y'all lost?
No, we won. We
Y'all
smacked
won.
them.
Oh, y'all did. Y'all won. Okay.
And then I had the game-winning 3 the year before
the best
that.
players
Like,
on his team, though. That's why.
that is not true. I played against Mike Glover. Mike Glover was against. I played on. Yeah. Yep. And Mike Glover was going.
Guy. Look, he put two good players on the other team.
That boy
just
right
to make it
there.
look good.
That boy Mike, bro.
Mike was beasting. Like,
he's gonna make sure he scored 50. You heard? It's nothing to talk about. He scored 50.
I said, Mike, yo, it's a celeb game. Mike,
he don't care.
Like, he bumped me. He bumped me. I said,
Mike play every game like every game was against the championship. Every game.
I said, Mike, yo, yeah, I know. That's why. That's why I love him, man. That's why I love him.
That just speaks to things that have elevated the ball of peace. Guys want that MVP.
Right.
Oh, for sure. Right. People come for it. They come for it.
No, yo, it was so amazing last year. Last year was my first year.
Yeah.
So when I came, I'm like, I didn't.
You ain't know, right? So
I didn't know it was gonna be
being
like that.
From New York,
there was a whole lot of love in it.
Being from New York, like, and then coming to seeing something like that in New York, how did you feel about it? Like, and not even really knowing about it from years past. Have you heard about it before?
No, and it's funny. I haven't heard about it. I'm sitting there like, for all these years that I didn't hear about this.
Yeah.
Because I'd have definitely been there.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. I mean, now you in the thing about Ballin' for Peace is once you get in, you're in the family, right? It's like once a Nick, always a Nick, right? You know what I mean? So you're in the Ballin' for Peace family.
Why you gonna use that phrase?
I'm a Knicks fan, bro. If you haven't noticed.
Let me.
Come on.
I might have to ask you. I might have to bring a new aspect to Ballin' for Peace. That Real Fans Real Talk might have to sponsor again.
What you thinking?
So I'm thinking we might need to, and maybe not this year because I know everything is kind of already in the mix. We might have to sponsor a 1v1 tournament in addition to the dunk contest.
I like that. I like that idea.
I'm putting that out there. If y'all see next year that Real Fans Real Talk is sponsoring the 1v1 tournament at Ballin' for Peace, y'all know y'all heard it right here first.
Yes. Yo, Trip, why don't you bring some video games to the joint too? Why don't you have a gaming station too?
You know what y'all could do? This is how you had to be in a different spot. You like the Rock and Jock had a big tall basket. We gonna have to shoot.
Yeah. Yo, remember that? Yo, not too many people know. So that's where, like, Ballin' for Peace. I used to watch Rock and Jock, bro. Like,
wow, that's
we
crazy.
do the softball game. We do all of that stuff. The flag football.
Right.
I remember what's the name? Carmen Electra and all of. It was crazy back in the day, man. MTV used to have it. Yeah, bro.
You can't erase what we was, man.
They hit him in football.
Eric, they want to know about your glory years throwing alley oops to Maxwell Pierce.
Shout out to Max Pierce. That happened at Hoops in the Sun. Shout out to Max Pierce. He brought me out as a I guess as the help out on the joint. I didn't expect it to happen.
Prop?
Yeah, almost like a prop for the dunk.
Like,
But it was dope though. And Max Pierce was one of the early participants of Ball for Peace dunk contest as well.
And he's going for his third
this year, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? So I have to not apologize, but what happened with the dunk contest last year, I had a few Harlem Wizards players, and my guy E. Jones, he did his final Wizard game, his retirement game, on the same day as Ballin' for Peace. And originally it wasn't scheduled for that day. So what happened was, with the Wizards players, I had a majority of them, the dunkers from the Wizards, in the dunk contest. So they all had to be at the retirement game. And that's what happened to the dunk contest. So that's how I had to get the young boys in the high school just to compete against Maxwell. And, and that was it. So I commend Maxwell for that as well, just coming back, still being creative, still doing what he had to do, and still keeping it, how somebody could have dialed it in. He didn't dial it in. He went and did what he had to do. And, he showed up and showed out. You know what I'm saying? This year, we're gonna be locking in and as we go and locking some of the dunkers in as well, and start releasing those very, very soon.
Shout out to Max. The rumor is it's still the greatest dunk in Hoops in the Sun history. That's the rumor, though.
Exactly. All right, let me get back to some of these.
I don't know. That's hearsay out here. H, I don't know. The streets was talking. They said it's the greatest one they ever seen at Hoops in the Sun. I don't know.
All right. Nuggets win game 1 over the Clippers. I admit I thought Clippers would win. Jokey did his thing, and Westbrook had an effect on the game. MPJ saw very little time. Was that a shocker?
Reggie, did you watch the game? I mean, Dennis?
No, I was actually working. I apologize.
I don't think it's a shock. I think there's a pretty evenly matched series. I know seeding wise, it's a 4-5 matchup, so I don't think we should be shocked if this goes 7 at all. And most people have Joker, if not the MVP, that's number 2 in MVP.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this series was going to be close, no matter what. And again, this is the Joker, man. He's the best player in basketball. He has that effect.
MPJ not getting a lot of minutes. I don't think it was a shock from the standpoint of Russ just played really well in that game. You look, Westbrook makes a big 3 at the end of that game, but Russ's effort and impact on the boards and the 2-man game that him and Joker played is really critical to their offense. So MPJ is kind of the guy who kind of loses the minutes because of that.
Does I didn't watch the game. I just saw highlights. Yeah. Did Russell start or he didn't start?
He came off the bench. He had a big 3 at the end of regulation that at the time looked like it was going to be kind of a game winner before the Clippers were able to send it to overtime. But he did not start in that game.
Okay. Now, but this is exactly what you bring a player like Russell Westbrook in for, is because he when he comes into games, he takes those games to another level. He brings that passion that most people can't, right? That will to win. And this is Russell Westbrook, what he's here for now. You know what I mean? It's and it's good to see, because a lot of guys who have a career like him, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, they don't know how to adjust, right? So Russ he's adjusted too much, right? I feel like he dials back who he really is a lot, and that hurt him with the Lakers. That hurt him when he just let James Harden come in and start. But that's him. That's what he's becoming. He's still able to do it. Like a player like Carmelo Anthony, I left him off my Nick list by accident. I should have had him over Latrell Sprewell. And my top 5, I just named that with Ray the other day. And I left. It was the heat of the moment. I was naming a lot of my old school Nick guys and stuff like that, and I left Carmelo off. Yeah, I should have had him over him. But I bring that up to bring this up. He wasn't in the league the last couple of years because he couldn't really make that adjustment, right? He's probably in the same thing with like Allen Iverson, which I still felt like Allen Iverson should have still had another shot to play, like in the league, like in a leader role, and he never got the opportunity. He was a free agent and never got signed ever. He didn't get signed, and then imagine being a free agent for the first time, and you're not getting that contract that you really, really want. You know, when you go on the free agent market, because people are blackballing you and things of that nature. It's crazy. Yeah.
All right. How impressive was the Celtics win?
They're playing the Magic.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 2 versus 8 matchup. It's a 2 versus 8 matchup. The money line, y'all know I like to put a little money in the game. Sorry, 2 versus 7. Sorry. The money line for yesterday, I think for Boston to win was like -4,000. Nobody shocked that Boston won, and nobody shocked that they cut the spread.
Nobody shocked that they cut the spread. Nobody shocked.
Yeah, they're handling their business.
Let me run through a couple more of these questions. One second. All right. Who says my pop says since 2015? Steph Curry has been the best guard in the NBA? Is he right? Who at the guard spot resume is better than in the last 10 years?
The point guard or just guard spot?
I mean, here's the thing, right? We got to figure out.
Don't overthink it. Nobody.
Yeah, Steph. Yo, you know what? He's a real, and this is why I hate to bring this up, but they're like, people are still winning rings and people are still being who they are on this time where LeBron is the GOAT. People are still winning. Steph got 4 rings, just as many as LeBron, and less years. And less time going to the finals. So,
I just looked at that.
Yo, bro, so, like, you talk about GOAT conversations, is Steph Curry, like, you know what I'm saying? Less years, more rings, the same amount of rings, you know, with his team, stayed in Golden State. So say Steph Curry gets 6 rings in Golden State, he passes more of these records. He's destroying the 3-point record.
This is what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. It just goes off.
They praise the people that's not putting in that book. That's just always had the highlights of, oh yo, this is LeBron. This is this. Steph is over here doing this shit quiet.
He is the greatest shooter God ever created.
So I would say yes.
God ever created.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Pools.
Right.
Okay, but your pops is 1,000% correct. There's nobody. There's nobody even close. I mean, last 10 years, who's the next best guard? What, James Harden?
James Harden.
First of all, I don't even know why y'all putting that.
But you know what happens?
I don't even know why y'all putting that.
No, I'm not putting him in the same category. I'm just saying who would even be second?
No.
I'm saying I don't know why they put Steph Curry in a line of anybody.
Right. Yeah, he's a category unto himself.
No, but you can do that though. Like, just because James Harden is where he's at right now.
You see what he's doing?
No, that's a fact.
Like, you can put him there though. Like, James Harden was destroying. Like Houston Rockets, James Harden was a different person. So we can't forget these things. But you know what it is? Yeah. What happens is that longevity. Steph is still that guy. He's still the man for the Golden State Warriors. Meanwhile, all these other players like Westbrook, who was in OKC killing, they all got traded. They've been passing around like like Pat Bev or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they
no, it's a fact.
passed all over the league.
No, it's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, the next closest. I mean, he hasn't played 10 years. It's probably Luka, but it's Steph. If you talking the last 10 years, it's without a doubt it's Steph.
Yeah, it's not close.
Yeah.
Dennis, who would also like to compliment you on your beard game? Who would also like to let you know?
Say it again. I can't hear you. Sorry.
She wanted to compliment you on your beard game.
Oh, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I try to keep. I'm trying to keep it nice. I'm not a Marine in real life, so I keep it big. I keep it big in real life, so I keep it big.
All right, let me take
Yo,
on another
I got
one
a
of these
question for you. I got a question for you, Dennis. Hold on, can I ask Dennis a question?
So,
And maybe I missed it, but how did that even come about, right? The role of bad boy and you being locked in to that that saga, like, you know what I mean? And then that, that series. How did that come about, and how did you feel with being close to next to the two, most famous African American actors, and maybe just all around just actors in the world? Like,
yeah, like I was telling them, years ago basketball. So Mr. Johnny Isaac, he was one of the first Harlem Black Renaissance basketball players. He was working at my Boys and Girls Club where I lived at. Boys and Girls Club. And he had a sign that said, "If you want to be in Bad Boys 2, call the number." Now I used to watch Martin and I used to watch Fresh Prince all the time. So to see them two do a movie together, that was like my favorite movie. So being that was my Bad Boys 1 was my favorite movie, I seen that on the wall. I said, "Yo, let me go try it." I went to the audition and I got the part.
just like that.
Just like, I mean, I auditioned like twice in front of two other people other than Martin and it was like simple. I was just reading the script like it was like I got faxed the script, right? So I got faxed the script. I'm reading it with my sister and my mom, and then I went and did it. And then I went and did it. They called me back and was like, "Yo, you were the person that got the part." I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm from the Bronx, so I don't believe everything I hear. So I'm like, "All right." But when the time came, it was a limo outside my crib. I'm like, "Oh,
oh wow, this is real." So after that, you land a role, you do the first movie, Bad Boys 2. After that, how was your life affected? How was it impacted different? Or how was it going from that and then going back? Did you go back home after that? Like, you just did a crazy go back to the Bronx? Like,
okay. Yeah, see, I'm from the Bronx, so we went to Miami, shot the movie. I'm from the Bronx, so we went to Miami, shot the movie, and then I came right back to the Bronx. I'm thinking you're supposed to be in another movie, but it don't work out. It don't work out that way. Like with me personally, nobody knew how to deal with me. I'm 15. I'm in a major movie at 15 years old from the Bronx. My mom's working. My mom's working off the job, and she was just trying to get by, like in his body. She didn't know I didn't know what it took because I was 15. So as I got older, I had to respect my craft on my own and really like get stuff done, go to these acting classes, and put my foot on their necks so they could understand. Like so this acting stuff takes a lot of time and patience. You got to be ready. That's what I was at.
Yo, hold on, fellas. Does one of y'all got a Bluetooth in? Hold on, fellas. Does one of y'all got a Bluetooth in?
Nah. It's probably his car because they're recording.
They can't hear.
No, because it's giving us an echo. Hello?
Yeah.
It's better now?
Yeah. Just went away. Yeah, it's Bluetooth. We can still hear you good. Haron. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dennis.
No, yeah, okay. That was basically it. Like being young and where I was at, it wasn't really no guidance for my situation. Nobody really knew how to deal with me, so I had to deal with myself and make myself become the actor that I am today.
Yeah, gotcha. That's fire. I didn't really know the story behind it, and just being in a series like that, and I did some of my little acting here and there. I was like Uncut Gems and things of that nature, and I had a little casting agency, but I didn't go out for any roles like that. A lot of background roles, little speaking parts.
Right.
I was in what's
Right.
is that what's that Tracy Morgan Tracy 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 what's the guy who goes to the Knicks game?
Tracy Morgan.
Tracy
That's
Morgan,
more.
yeah,
It's
Tracy
more
Morgan, yeah, yeah. I was in his show
Last
as well
OG.
too. Last OG, I filmed that. Yeah, I was on there. I did a lot like
You
Power.
definitely was in the last
Yeah,
OG.
yeah, I was in it. I did a couple of little scenes and stuff, and I
Crazy.
did Power. I was on Power, a couple of those little episodes and stuff. But
Oh,
like I grew up in my family. My mom used to act. She was a writer as well, um, and it was just she used to do that. She used to have plays. So I grew up in a family that was
mm,
around that. You know what I mean? So um, but I loved basketball, so that was my thing. So that's just what I did. You know what I'm saying? So that's
right.
just what I did, and that's what it was. But it is hard to be consistent. Being in acting, it
Yeah.
takes a lot. You know what I'm
You,
saying? It takes
you
a
know,
lot.
you know what I love about my craft is that I get to be whoever I want to be. You feel me? I get to
Hmm.
tap into anybody I want to tap into as long as I'm able to tap into them. You know what I'm saying? Like I can give you every emotion that I can, and that sort of helps out in life too. Because you go through it. Everybody could be an actor. I always say that. I say like everybody. People are acting every day in life. You acting like you like your boss. You acting like you know what I'm saying. You acting like you act like everything is good when it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So you bring all of that. In acting classes, they tell you all of that. You bring all that. We need all of that. We need all that
Yeah.
emotion from the hurt that you went through and this, and that. We need all of that. And people don't understand because people don't know that. People don't see that acting can be easy or people could do it because people probably look like, oh, how do I do that? I can't do that. It's not far fetched, man. And that's what I have monologue Mondays every Monday at 9 o'clock on Instagram or IG Live to give people a platform to do their little monologues, and I critique it or whatever the case may be, to give people a chance to have somewhere to go to work on their craft. Because when I
Yeah.
was young, I didn't have nowhere to do that at nowhere in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? So now that we got this social media and I can do this for free and you ain't got to pay me nothing. I just want to see y'all do your thing. And who knows who's watching my Instagram and who knows who's watching yours or whoever's. And I put it back, oh, I want him in a movie. You might have
Yeah.
Michael Bay hit you from, you know what I mean? You never know your life.
Now you never know. Yeah.
You never
So
know.
I would say, what is that break, or being in something like Bad Boy? Did you talk to like a Smith and like, hey, something like, how can you
Like,
continue on with your career? Like, what is it? I would say like, yo, you're with some of the biggest production
like,
right
like these
now.
are my,
Are you using those connections? Like, yeah, like, or to kind of, or
no,
no,
no, no, these
not
are my
really.
mentors, right? Like, so
Hmm.
while I'm working, Will treats me like I've done this forever. Like I've been doing this I've been doing this since I was 15. So he treats me like, yo, listen, you know what to do. Listen, I work on this, and you're gonna be great. Like him and
Just
him and Martin already see like a lot in me. So my job is to just work. Like I don't have to see this social media makes you feel like you gotta be on in Front Street with everything. You gotta understand with actors, it wasn't that. With actors, you'll see an actor in that movie, you'll see him later on and be like, yo, he got hair? But you don't know that time has passed and he's working on his craft for the next movie.
yeah,
So you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'm into doing the bowling for peace. I love to come out, but I really don't come out unless it's like on some I want to do another movie or I'm doing this because I'm working.
Yeah, yeah,
I got scripts to work on every day and reading and stuff like that to do. So, and mind you,
How I guess how much have more opportunities have you been getting after your role in Bad Boys 4? Because that kind of made people see you in a whole new light.
yeah,
or a lot more. I got about 2, 3 movies that I'm doing as we speak and stuff like that. And it's just hard work. And people who don't understand, listen, this is not my first movie. Like this is my third movie. So and it's my third movie. And now y'all know Dennis McDonald. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just know Reggie. Oh, Reggie was at the door. Reggie was at the door. But I had to show y'all something so y'all can understand that I am not the person that's just gonna be at the door at every movie that you see me in. No, I do my own stunts and I can really act. You know what I'm saying?
Dennis, who when they gave you that new script for, Bad Boys 4, were you like, yes, like this is
Yes.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
as I told them, I told them like growing up in the Bronx, there's a lot of I've heard a lot of loud noise and there's a lot of things that made me prepare for that role. So and the training that I did for the 2 months, military training, critiqued what I already knew. So it was just I was like, oh my God, my people back home will love this. So I'm just happy. I'm happy I was able to save women on TV. Save black women on TV.
Whose idea was it? Like, did they come to you like, yo, did you know before? Like, did you come into the production and not know? Like,
No. You get your script. I mean, I got my
Mhm.
script, and I knew I was going to have I had the first role, me sitting on the couch and everything. And as I'm reading, I'm laughing and everything. And then after that, they told me if I had my big role, my big scene, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it's time to go. Now I got to show y'all. But I already went to Martin and Will. I told them, I'm like, yo, first time when I seen them again, I say, yo, listen. Martin and Will told me, he was like, yo, listen, all you gotta do is train, and you got this. I said, yo, listen, I came to fuck this. Excuse me, I came to mess this up. That's why I don't want to get y'all kicked off. I apologize, but this is what I said. Like, I came to mess this up. Like, people don't understand. Like, I come from the Bronx, New York, so this means this is a whole different hit for me. Like, for what I've been through, like this is a whole different hit. So I'm just here to work hard.
On set? Martin or Will, who's funnier on set?
Both of them. I mean, both of them is funny. It ain't no. You can't be doing that to me, man. You can't. Yo, we try to do that to me all the time. Somebody tried to ask me something like that 4 different ways, and I'm like, yo, listen, I've been interrogated before. It's the same answer every time. Nah, but they both amazingly funny. Will is more. Will gonna give you more liveliness and all that. You're gonna be looking for that for Martin, but Martin is more laid back now. You know what I'm saying? He's grown.
Yeah.
Grown a lot. When people see with the fans, it's like you see Martin, so you think Martin is gonna be like that for the rest of his life.
Yeah. That's who we want him to be.
And he's a human being. Like that's a character that he plays.
Yeah.
Like he plays that character so good that you think that you're gonna get that for the rest of your life. But they amazing dudes. Amazing dudes.
Let me get to a couple more of these questions because they already getting at us. Let me go to here we go. More impressed by the Warriors or disappointed in the Rockets? If you guys don't know already, obviously Golden State came and took game 1 versus Houston, which I am not surprised by. Because I already felt like Houston wasn't ready for prime time just yet. I think that Houston is one of those teams that win a lot during the regular season, but generally will be gone by the second round of the playoffs.
In this case, first round.
Well,
Eric, you want to chop you up?
You can't be disappointed by the Rockets. They're a young team. This is their first time really in this environment. Aside from Fred VanVleet and Steven Adams, the rest of them guys is their first time there. And we talked about this last week. For the Warriors, they're a battle-tested team. You know about Steph and Draymond winning 4 titles, but Jimmy Butler's been to 2 finals himself. Steve Kerr, everything he's done as a head coach. So I'm impressed by the Warriors just because you got to go on the road, win game 1, but not just because they won. They dominated that game. And at points, most of the game, they was up double digits. So I thought they looked great in that game, and this is a prime matchup for them.
Yo, bro, they not playing. Steph Curry is not playing with nobody. Yo, they gonna run. All right, you know what? Okay, y'all gave them the nice version, but you know what's gonna happen. You know what's going on.
No, that's
So yeah, I was gonna say, somebody asked me who's gonna win. I said the Warriors. They're gonna win this series hands down. Like Steph is a veteran. These guys are vets, and a lot of teams they'll pick up during that time that they need to. Seeding don't matter to a team like the Warriors. All they got to do is get in.
Thank you.
And then they're not a team that you want to play against, bro. That's a horrible matchup. Imagine going doing all that, and you're the second seed, and you got to play the Warriors. The Warriors, who with Steph, who's still Steph, and then they
Yeah.
pick
It's
up
like they're
Jimmy.
getting younger. It's like they get.
Yeah, and then they pick up Jimmy Butler, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
thought
playoff
OKC would have
Jimmy.
had a chance or would have had a better chance, but I just didn't think Houston is gonna fare well against a team like
A
Golden State
veteran team. Yeah.
and Jimmy there and Drake. Like you got
But
two of the most
nobody
physical
expects.
bullies for the same team.
Yeah, it's a terrible matchup for the Rockets. Like I said, Steve Kerr outcoached Ime Udoka a couple years ago when they was in the finals together. And now, you got the veteran team going against the young guys who've never won a playoff series together. It's tough, bro. This one might be over pretty quickly. Like I like the Rockets. I like what they're doing over there, but they're not ready for this spot.
They not ready for the Warriors.
But they
man.
here though, and that's the crazy part. But they here,
Right.
here,
Yeah.
so they're gonna have to put on as much as they can. Like we don't expect them to win. You feel me? We don't expect that, but
What?
we expect them to play their behinds off. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What Shannon Sharp say? Rockets, Spacely Sprocket, Warriors in 5.
Warriors 5.
Seeing how Jimmy Butler played in the playing game in game 1 of the playoffs, playoff Jimmy is real. I see why Kuminga's not playing. I mean, if Jimmy Butler gonna play like he's been playing the last couple of games, you don't need nobody else. If he's putting up 37,
we know that though. This is Jimmy. This is a prime example of a vet, and like H said earlier, where you don't care about what your seeding is. You're not worried about regular season stats. You just like let's get to the playoffs. Let's see where we match up then. And that's Jimmy. Jimmy saved himself for these moments right here. So we know that. We saw it with Miami. Now we've seen it with Golden State. And Kuminga's a little up and down as a player, so it makes sense that Kerr is not trusting him as much now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me see. Shout out to Ray Ray. Ray Ray says, "Why the Thunder do Memphis like that in Game 1?" And John Moran asked for smiling down 50 points. Thunder sent a message to the league because people disrespect them boys. They definitely put the league on notice because that was a bloodbath. They
I like John Morant, man.
the dog mess out of them boys.
I like
John Moran too, but
a lot. A lot.
OKC.
He give me Kobe for some reason. I know that's far fetched. People might say that's far fetched.
What?
But I like that boy, man.
Maybe attitude and whatnot, but he got a long way to go as far as maturity wise.
Oh, of course. I'm not even talking about him being young, man. I don't know about all that. I'm talking about game. That boy.
We got the Knicks on tonight, guys. We got the Knicks on too, guys.
And he should have been. He should be.
I got the game on in the background. Age, Trip wanted to do the show, knowing that the Knicks was playing tonight.
Listen, we're gonna talk
respect
about the Knicks too in a minute. But Josh should have been on pace to being one of the faces of the league. Obviously, we know what happened, with the stuff off the court. Yeah. But in this game right here, OKC showed Memphis that there's levels, and Shea is no joke. He's going to be your MVP for a reason this year. There's a reason why they had such a commanding lead on the West, because they have a good team from top to bottom. They play defense. They can score. They got depth. They pretty much have everything that you want for your team going into the playoffs when you're trying to make a deep run.
Right.
Yeah, the Thunder definitely wanted to send a message. There was a couple people, shout out to the supporters, as I always say, but there was a couple of y'all in here talking about who OKC was scared to play and who they wanted to match up. OKC ain't scared to play nobody. They've been the best team in basketball all year for a reason. Shea been the MVP this year for a reason, and they just wanted to remind y'all. And I think, Dennis, I like Ja. I think Ja's a special player, but in terms of teams, Memphis don't even match up. They're not even close.
That's why I said it the way I said. I said I like that. I like that guy, man. I like the way he played. I know the team wise it is what it is, and the way stuff that went on off the court and all of that. If he's smart enough, he's gonna be a problem though. I'm telling you. But he's gonna have to get with somebody that he can play with, or people that can play with him.
That's a fact. Now, big shout out to Kobe. It's nothing but New Yorkers in here. The Knicks have the chance to go up 2-0 in the series. Now, I heard a lot of rumbling about how Detroit was about to come up in here. They was going to run the Knicks out the gym. And for about 3 quarters, it was kind of up in the air. But the Knicks go on a run. Excuse me. And they take game 1. Do they go up 2-0 tonight in the series?
Yeah, Dennis.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Knicks for me. I'm sorry. You my man. I love you to death, but I'm sorry. I'm tired of false hope. Like, I'm tired of always, they going, I'm telling you, they be going. And then it's like, nah. This has been happening since I was a kid. Like, it's pissing me off. It's been pissing me off for years. Like, I don't deal with the Knicks. I can't. I can't.
Well, you're a Laker fan.
No, that's cool, but
it's okay with me.
Dennis, you can't jump on the bandwagon later on when we start advancing.
I would never. I ain't gonna lie. I would never jump on the bandwagon. I would never. I can't. Even if y'all win, if y'all do win, I would.
Don't come to the parade.
I cry.
Don't come to the parade. You can't come to the parade though. You can't come to the parade.
I'm Reggie, bro. They gonna let me in. Nah, but I would dead cry if the Knicks win, son, because that shit. I mean, that gotta be. That's why I said you loyal, because that gotta be every year a heartbreak, like every year since.
You know what it is though. So say for like me, I wasn't a Knicks fan growing up. I was a Chicago Bulls fan. I was a Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen fan. When I became like a super Knicks fan was when I went away to school in California, and I was I'm like, yo, I'm from New York, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, after the Bulls, I liked Allen Iverson. He was my favorite player growing up. My favorite player. Everything was AI. I had braids like him. I wore the number 3 because of AI. Like, it was crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then but when I went to school, I went away to school in California, and I'm like, yo, I'm from New York. And I just started liking the Knicks, man. I just started liking them. Like, you know what I mean? And they wasn't the best team.
That was the perfect time to become a Laker fan. What happened?
I was in I hate everything about the Lakers, bro. Like, I hate the color commentary. I hate how it's awful.
He hates the fact that they ain't go 50 years between championships. He hate all that.
Man, listen. It was, also too, being an AI fan, you had to pick. God rest his soul. I loved Kobe Bryant, but it was either AI or Kobe. I was an AI fan. I was the Braves. I wasn't Kobe. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was the same height as AI. You had to pick. So my choice was Allen Iverson. So I couldn't I used to be like, yo, Kobe trying to play up on AI too much, man. Like, back up off him, man. When AI won that first game and that final series after Lakers was dominating and he had 48, Tyronn Lue, I'm like, yeah, we here. I mean, and then we got swept the rest of the series. But
I'm a diehard Laker fan. When he stepped over him like that,
with the leg up,
I said, yo. He was the only person I used to be sitting there like, yo, he's 6 feet, bro. Why I can't stop this? Why y'all can't? Yo, I used to be, and I wasn't even betting back then. I'm like, yo, why y'all can't do nothing with him? Iverson, bro, he's definitely underrated. Yo, the way they did him is wrong, son.
They did him dirty.
He's supposed to have every
scoring records. He was violent, bro.
The plaque he's supposed to have in Philly, bro. It made no sense, bro. Like, he's supposed to show him way more love than they did.
They fit the little statue.
I think Philly still shows a lot of love. Philly, a lot of people in Philly still recognize him as their greatest basketball player, and that's saying a lot when you consider that's a franchise that had Dr. J, that had Will Chamberlain there. Like, a lot of people still recognize him as the greatest Sixer.
Cause ain't nobody get dirty like him. Ain't nobody get dirty like they ain't get dirty like him.
Let me ask y'all this: is this series going past 5 with the Knicks?
I don't think so.
I told you. What I said. Cade, what's his name? Cade.
You can play spades. Knicks and 5.
Knicks and 5.
I just think that I don't think it's going beyond 5. I think it's a real thing, the process of becoming a winning team. And we talked about it earlier with Houston.
Yeah.
Detroit, I think, got the pieces. I think Kate Cunningham is going to be a great player in the league. I like what their coaching staff is doing there, but they in the same spot that the Knicks was in like 5 years ago. Remember when the Knicks first made the playoffs under Tibbs with Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett, and they was like young, and the city was excited, but then the Hawks got them up out of there in 5 games because the Knicks wasn't ready to take that next step. I think Detroit's in that same spot. They good, they young, but they not battle tested, and I think that's why that fourth quarter looked the way it looked the other night. Because you could keep that energy and that physicality up until a certain point. Then at some point, you got to be able to execute. And then when the Knicks started executing and locking in, the Knicks go on a 21-0 run and put that game away. And then somehow the Knicks go from down 9 to up like 15 in that game. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Pistons are just too young right now. They're not quite at that point. But when you look at the history of the league, every team got to go through this. Every team got to take their bumps and bruises early in the playoffs to become a really good team later on. Boston, with the current version of them, had to do it. The Knicks have had to do it to this point with Jalen Brunson. Cleveland had to do it with Donovan Mitchell. Remember, the Knicks bumped them in the playoffs a couple years ago early, and now they've gotten better. So Detroit's in that same mode. They good, they young, but they not ready for this moment. So I don't think it goes more than 5.
I agree.
They up 9 right now, man. So yeah,
it's cool. They was up 9 the other night.
Kobe wants to know, is Derek White the best role player in the game? He's always hitting clutch shots.
Yeah, he's a really good basketball player. He's so solid. I watch him and I watch his game and I'm like, man, like he's so steady. Like, you know, he just poised and he makes the right decisions. He's like the perfect role player, bro. Like he he's underrated because of his, you know why he's underrated? He's underrated because of his stupid hair, like the way his hair looks. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's because of his haircut, bro. Like that's why he's underrated. If he was, it does. It makes all the sense in the world, man.
We only having this conversation because Boston is the defending champs, and Derek White had a good game yesterday. But is Derek White a better role player than Drew Holiday?
I don't think so. I mean,
we
technically, is James Harden a role player now?
Who?
Is James Harden a role player?
Nah, because Harden's still a focal point of that team. Harden's the point guard. He's a focal point of that offense. I mean, Harden ain't MVP Harden, but he's not a role player. I mean, when I think of role players, Derek White. You talk about Drew Holiday. You talking about guys like Josh Hart. You talking about like Isaiah Hartenstein. Those are like role player guys that you don't really run offense for, but they contribute in major ways. So, to me, Derek White is good. No knock against him, but this is like a recency bias statement because, he hit 7 threes yesterday, so is he the best role player? He's not even the best role player on this team. Drew Holiday the best role player on that team.
And is Porzingis a role player now? Because how do we determine who's a role player now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like on that team, yes, he is great, but if we're talking role players, no, he's not the best role player in the game.
Yo, not to cut y'all off, I had another interview in like 2 minutes. Okay, I went over.
Oh, so let me just give you this last question. I got to get to the messy section real quick. Then we're gonna get you up out of here. Shout out to Imani. I told her I would get her question going. She wants to know, hey, Mr. Dennis, have you ever had any sex scenes in your movies? How close to naked did you have to get, and how did you prepare for those scenes? They call her the messy one on here, and this is why we call her the messy one. But she's one of our biggest supporters.
Okay, Miss Messy. No, I haven't done any of those scenes like that yet. The closest scene I had like that was me kissing Megan in Bad Boys 3 at the wedding. That's about it. I haven't got into that, and that's about it.
All right, there you go, Dennis. Man, listen, we truly appreciate you for coming through and blessing us with your time, my brother. We're looking forward to seeing you at Ballin' for Peace. And you got to get back this year. You're going to have to put up 40.
They're going to play.
Get 12 rebounds and 8 assists, 2 steals in 1 block.
I get 15.
He's going to play. He's going to get about at least 20 minutes this year.
I got 15. They got to let me play, though. That's the thing.
I'm gonna talk to the coach.
You're going to get at least 20 minutes.
They figure like, yo, he an actor. Yeah, he say he played, but we just going to get him. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't really will play. We're going to have him in there for 2 minutes, get him out of there. Make sure, he be all right. He don't want to get hurt.
I'm going to put a call into the man in charge, see what we can do.
All right, bet. So y'all have a good one. Get home safe.
Appreciate you, man.
Likewise, man. We appreciate you, bro.
All right. See you soon, brother.
All right.
All right, we got like 2 more questions, then we're gonna get up out of here, fellas.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me scroll back up to the top. Hold on. Okay, here we go right here. Tyson wants to know, is it a mistake if Shador Sanders is the third QB off the board? Yes. I don't even know how we get into a third QB on the board. Y'all want to talk about Cam Ward? All right, whatever. But ain't no other QB in this draft should be spoken about before Shador. And I don't even necessarily think Cam Ward should be spoken about before Shador, because I think Shador is, as much as we hearing the back and forth, and I don't know if this is because Dion is his dad. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, and people like to hate on Dion and what he got going on, because I feel like Shador is the best quarterback in this draft, which is why I'm got my fingers, toes, and everything else crossed, hoping that the Giants do what they're supposed to do and draft Shador with the number 3 spot if he is available. But no, this it's definitely a mistake if he's the third QB off the board, because he realistically he should be number 1. But I'm just hoping he's the second one so that the Giants can get him.
No, he shouldn't. It would be a major mistake if he's the third QB off the board. Right now, the number 3 QB in terms of rankings, from what I've been seeing, is Jackson Dart, who most people have as a early second round, maybe late first round if a team trades up. I think CBS Sports recently had like some trade ups, and they had like 4 QBs going in the first round, with Jalen Milroe being the 4th. But no, it's clearly Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, and then everybody else. Everybody's falling in love with Cam Ward's like athleticism right now and his arm strength, but I think Shador is probably a more polished product at quarterback, and he should be the number 1 quarterback.
What's the first, second, and third pick? Who's
you got Tennessee?
Talking about QBs, but
yeah.
Well, who has the order? What's the order?
Tennessee, Cleveland, and Giants, right?
Yes, that's 1, 2, 3.
So for Cleveland, who's their quarterback right now?
Well, Deshaun Watson is their number 1 quarterback. He will probably miss most of next year.
So they might pick him up. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
They still paying him a lot of money over the next couple of years. So it's just like, all right, do you want to draft a quarterback right now, knowing that you know what I'm saying? Like, you may not even get to see him play before that contract is up. So that's a tough one. But I mean, they do, because what we see from Deshaun Watson is nothing nice. So they do need a QB. So it's not like I would be too surprised if they went and drafted Shador or Cam, or whichever one was available, in the number 2 seed. But I just think because of Deshaun Watson's contract, I think they draft a different position. I don't think they pick up a quarterback.
Yeah, it just goes on needs, man. I would love to see Shador with the Giants. It would bring a lot of energy to New York, and it would bring.
Already got that swag for New York.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And the Giants need something, man. They've been horrible last few years, bro. Like, it hasn't even been close, but yeah, it needs some life. But yeah, that's my state on that.
Before I'm gonna go to this next question really quick, but I gotta say this because I saw this pop up earlier. I seen somebody in Philly jack AJ Brown's car. Y'all gotta do better, Eagles fans. Y'all punching out horses. Y'all throwing snowballs at Santa Claus. Now you stealing your star wide receiver's car after he just won another Super Bowl for your city. Yo, Philly fans, man, something's wrong with y'all, yo. Y'all gotta get y'all acts together.
Not only that, but there's been rumors this past week that he may get traded on draft day. There's rumors that the Eagles are trying to move up in the first round and that he will be part of the trade. So I wonder if they say, yo, it's green light on that. He's not going to be here much long anyway. He's not going to be here much longer anyway. Go take the car.
Come to
That's crazy.
Scoop Hoop says, what's the deal with Shannon Sharp? Isn't he getting sued? Well, I don't know about females. It's one woman who was his ex, and I did see today that Shannon Sharp posted a bunch of messages and whatnot exchanged between the 2 of them. I'm just gonna say, in this situation, which we always say, we're not gonna go too in depth on this until we have more of the facts, because You know, and this was actually the perfect example of why, because when you get situations like we spoke about a couple of weeks ago with the whole Jay-Z situation, and we see how that one turned out. You know what I mean? So we're not going to go too in depth on this until we can see more of what's going on with this entire situation.
Well, I'm gonna say this: him and Shorty did have a relationship, as you mentioned. Even in the lawsuit, it states that they had like an on again, off again relationship for a few years.
Yeah.
She's claiming sexual assault, but for me, what loses credibility is she hired the same lawyer who tried to go after Jay-Z, Tony Busby, who we know already falsified the claim against Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So if that's the lawyer that you're going with,
We
you
know
already,
it's
to me, you're already down 10. You're already down 10 points just off the lawyer that you picked.
Exactly. Ron says, did y'all see Tatum's mom, Brandy, say to him, "You want me to go into the Orlando locker room?" LOL, mama still fighting his battles. This is why he can't be the face of the league right here.
Well, is that? I mean, listen, it ain't a great look for Tatum, especially because he's been in the league so long already. But is that worse than what Jaden Daniels' mom been doing? Because Jaden Daniels' mom been blocking crazy late.
Okay, now, all right, that's fair. But even though he's a little older, technically he ain't been in the league but 2 years. Tatum been in the league for what, 8 years now, 9 years almost.
It's been a while.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. The next thing they're gonna say is because he light skinned. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna blame it on that. I don't like this, but this is why Jason Tatum is not gonna be the face of the league no time soon. Because the stories like this, we got to deal with this. That's why.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Brandon Chambers says, what happened with LeBron and Kevin Gates? I seen a little bit of Kevin Gates' video. It wasn't nothing crazy. He was just saying he don't like the way Savannah looks at LeBron. He like the way white women look at LeBron and something like that. But Kevin Gates be all over the place.
He's trolling, man.
Yeah,
that's just goofy, bro.
I don't put too much on that. Yeah.
He don't like the way his wife look at, bro. All right,
I don't.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Why you worried about the way that man's wife look at him anyway?
Yeah, I get it.
Why you looking at his wife looking at him?
Right. Why you worried about? That's what I'm saying. Like
the whole situation is weird to me. But again, it's Kevin Gates, so he's known for saying outlandish things.
It's crazy, but what was crazy is that he said that, and he was like that LeBron should be with white women because of the way they look at him, right?
Yeah.
But then Kevin Gates is running around with Brittany Renner, who's been known to be passed around the entertainment industry. So you don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron, but you prefer the way that Brittany Renner carries herself as a woman. Okay.
Yeah. Ron says, let's give the Wolves credit. There are no slouches. And I'll let y'all get to the Laker comments. I mean, you got Anthony Edwards. You got one of the best in the league right now, one of the brightest stars. The person who I think is going to wind up becoming the face of the league once LeBron, KD, and Steph are gone. I think he's probably the front runner right now for face of the league.
Shout out to Ron. Ron, you watching the basketball, you know the Timberwolves was no slouch. They was in the Western Conference Finals last year. That's a good team. Ant-Man is the truth. Ant-Man has continued to take that next step as a legitimate star in the game. Mm-hmm. And the Wolves, if you look back over the last month and a half of the regular season, they were one of the hottest teams in the league as well. So we talked about this last week. This was going to be a very tough matchup because the Lakers have no interior size, pause. And when you look at what the Timberwolves can kind of match up with Randall, with Naz Reid, and then with Rudy Gobert, the Lakers is going to have trouble on the boards, and the Lakers going to have trouble defending because the Lakers don't defend either. So this is going to be a very tough series for the Lakers.
Yeah. I agree.
No comment. No comment on the Lakers.
Yeah, we skipping over.
He said enough on the Lakers tonight.
No, when he come up here, he don't get to speak on nothing Lakers no more. All right, who y'all taking in game 2? Nuggets or Clippers? It's going down tonight.
Nuggets home. I'm taking the Nuggets.
I expect this to be a 7-game series, so I'm gonna go with the Clippers and they even it up.
You know what? Honestly, I was thinking Clippers as well. I think that was a rough loss for them, and I think Kawhi and them boys. I think they understand what it would take to beat Denver. Not saying they'll be able to win the series, but I think tonight I think the Clippers win. I think this is going to be a long series. I think it's going to be a great series too,
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yeah, I don't like these fouls right now. The fouls are 12-0 in its
Massive,
game.
massive free throw
Like what is
disparity, but
happening? Yeah,
it's
like the
going it's
Knicks.
going to
Yeah.
balance out.
All right, man. But yeah, I think that the Nuggets are gonna win. They're gonna go up 2-0. I just don't have faith in James Harden. Like any team that has James Harden on it, I don't have no faith in them.
To win the series, yes, but I do think again the Clippers. I think they tie it up at least.
Okay.
All right. So listen, before we get ready to get up out of here, we gotta talk a little bit because I gotta say a couple of things. WrestleMania went down this weekend. We still got some our childhood wrestling fans right here. So I gotta say yeet to my guy to Jey Uso.
Yeet.
Got that the heavyweight championship on Saturday, and I think this may have been I think Paul Heyman has got to be the GOAT of double crossing because
he
how
wilded
do you
out.
double cross how do you double cross CM Punk and Roman Reigns
And Roman
again? It's like
in the same night.
in the same night in the same match. Oh my goodness, you gotta love that. And shout out to my to the beautiful Jade. She came up big, won her match on Saturday as well. She's so beautiful. Big shout out to her as well. And my guy John Cena. I mean, I guess they calling him Hollywood Cena now. Went from Hollywood Hogan to Hollywood Rock, and now we got Hollywood Cena.
Yo, I didn't understand that. The crowd boos Cody. Like, yo, what do you want? You like
it's like okay, so it's like I take it to like Austin, right? Austin was one of those guys where he could be heel, he could be babyface. It didn't matter. The fans are gonna love him. He just has that type of persona. Even with Hogan, when Hogan joined the NWO, everybody loved the NWO. Like some guys just have that effect where it's like it doesn't matter what they do, the fans are still gonna love them. John Cena is one of those guys. He's been in this thing for 25 years. He just passed Ric Flair, so he is now officially the most winningest WWE champion of all time. And he said on ESPN today, this December, no matter what, he will be retiring. And he's got a hell of a movie career right now. He's got a series on HBO. He's got movies galore. TV he's doing. Like John Cena is going to be all right. I'm sure he'll still be there for some events and stuff. But as far as wrestling, he made it a point and made it clear that he is done in December. But you got to tip your hat to John Cena. He is one of the greatest to do it. He's definitely a Mount Rushmore candidate if he's not already on the Mount Rushmore. But yeah, man, shout out to the WWE. Shout out to Triple H. And as much as it pays me to say, but shout out to Triple H and Shawn Michaels because the last couple of years they've been the one that's been keeping WWE lit. And I gotta get
killing him.
That's got to be a future episode because I think a Mount Rushmore of wrestling might be one of the toughest ones that would come up with. To just name 4 people,
that's insane.
Yeah.
Well, I got my 4 that's on the Mount Rushmore right now. And unfortunately, I gotta have Hogan up there, but you can't not have a wrestling Mount Rushmore and Hogan is not on it. But I got my Mount Rushmore is Hogan, Austin, The Rock, and John Cena. That's my Mount Rushmore right there.
Hogan being on there, honestly, Hogan is like the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson of wrestling. Because if not for Hogan, it never becomes mainstream.
Yeah, so it's kind of like there's no way you can
it's Magic. Yeah, it's the same impact that Magic and Bird had in the 80s. Where it's like if the league don't have those 2 guys, the NBA probably never becomes what it turns into for Michael Jordan in the 90s.
Yeah. Just sucks
like that.
He is now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm beyond. I don't know who I would take off there because I feel like you gotta find a way to get like a Bret Hart or a Randy Savage.
So mine is Bret Hart.
Yeah, Bret Hart gotta be on there.
Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker
Yeah, see,
and The Rock.
it's a crazy look. That's one we got to work on a future episode because
That's
that's gonna
Yeah,
be an
nah,
hour.
that's
That's an
Hogan.
hour and a
Yeah,
half.
yeah, nah,
so
Hogan.
That's
that's
an
a
hour and a
studio
half
Yeah,
episode.
episode. That's an
Yeah.
hour and a half
yeah,
episode in itself.
Yeah. So we're
yeah.
gonna plan that one day. We're gonna have to bring up Haron, and I want you on the show with us when we do.
Oh, for
We're gonna do
sure.
a WWE special, Mount Rushmore. We're gonna have to bring on somebody
I
from
went to
that realm.
WrestleMania with when Shawn Michaels fought Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Mike Tyson was the special
The
guest
special guest
referee.
referee. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I was there. That was a monumental night.
I was
You know
there
what
when
I'm
the streak
saying?
got broken.
Undertaker.
Mm-hmm. I was there when
I went to Survivor Series when Rocky Maivia debuted at the Garden. I was there.
that's
I went to 1996. I was a little boy, you know what I'm saying? I went there. I went to I used to go to a whole bunch of ECW. My god brother was a big fan. He used to love ECW. He used to go to the Else Lodge in Queens and all those places. And I remember we went to Asbury Park, New Jersey. Saw Rob Van Dam and Bam Bam Bigelow and all them guys. It was so wrestling is huge. I still like a lot of my business models I get from Vince McMahon too. Vince McMahon is a genius, bro. Like
listen.
it's
It is what it
insane,
is.
but yeah.
We're gonna definitely set that. I mean, we could get. We should, I'm gonna reach out to the hip hop gamer. Maybe
Reach
bring him
out
in
to
the phone.
DNA too. DNA's big in
DNA.
wrestling too.
Yeah, and DMA. You know, and we're gonna put together that special. That's gonna be an in studio show that we're gonna shoot. But Haron, we definitely want you to be a part of that one as well. We're
I'm
gonna
in there.
plan that for the summer. We'll work on putting that together.
Let's
Let's
do
get
it.
into the final thought segment. Haron, give us a final thought.
Final thoughts. June 14th, Bowling for Peace. Make sure you guys come out. We're back at John Jay College. Get your tickets now. B4P9 at eventbrite.com. Yeah, just keep pushing. Everybody just, keep doing what they got to do. And that's my final thoughts.
Eric.
Man, as always, shout out to all the supporters, man. We appreciate you guys rocking with us every week. You see the comment section going crazy. Shout out to Dennis for joining us early today. And as H said, go get your tickets, man. It's going down. Bowling for Peace. It's going to be a great event. We're going to be in the building, and we're looking forward to it.
Yes, sir. And don't forget, I mentioned it early in the show, but we are back on the Road to Peace tour. So Haron is going to be joining us a lot over the next couple of weeks, and he's going to be bringing some of his friends along with him. Big shout out to Dennis, man. Thank you so much for joining us for the show. Looking forward to seeing you at Bowling for Peace. Again, that will be June 14th. Is going down at John Jay College. Don't miss out. Don't be the one that you gotta hear that everybody was taking pictures of Whoopi Goldberg. Don't be that guy. Don't be the one that say, yo, Jim Jones was in the building, and you don't be that person that
Don't
you
be that
gotta
guy.
don't be that guy. You don't want to be that guy. Get those tickets right now. June 14th is going down. Plus, now, like I said, you got the celebrity game, you got the 3-point shootout. Of course, you got the dunk contest sponsored by Real Fans Real Talk. You got the high school game. It's going down. And again, I don't ever want this to get lost. But the most important thing about Bowling for Peace is that this is for the community. This is for our youth. And that is what we need to continue to support. And that's why Haron is always going to get the push from Real Fans Real Talk because of the work that this man is doing in the community and has been doing consistently in the community for over a decade. All right. So make sure y'all lock in with us. June 14th, Bowling for Peace is going down. Make sure y'all subscribe to all our social media, Instagram, Twitter at Real Fan Talk, Facebook.com/Real Fans Real Talk. And of course, subscribe to that YouTube channel, youtube.com/For the Fans Productions. And if you're not in the New York City area and you can't watch us on Thursday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. on Verizon 43, don't worry. All you got to do is hit up that website, realfansrealtalk.com. Click that red button on the homepage, and you can watch from anywhere in the world. And make sure you guys are subscribed to the two best podcasts moving. That's the Sanchez Show podcast and the Real Fans Real Talk podcast. And I know y'all already doing this, but follow Bowling for Peace. It's at Bowling #4. Peace. All right, and follow at H205 as well to stay in the loop with everything he's got going on. Because Bowling for Peace don't just stop when a celebrity basketball game is over. We got a whole lot of events coming up right after that, and they go and they stay. Everything goes in the cipher. So with that being said, for myself, Trip Young, my co-host, my brother Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in 2 Games, and Mr. Bowling for Peace himself, Haron Hargrave. We up out of here. Peace. Yeet.
Go get them tickets.
This is Deion Grant from the New York Giants, Super Bowl champ, and you're watching Real Fans, Real Talk.
Live from the can. Vibe the king.
This is Real Fans, Real Talk. Real fans, real talk. We as real as you thought. Real